Credit Karma is being sued because they've been lying to millions of Americans. All right, so I'm going to talk about everything about this lawsuit with Credit Karma and the FTC, and I'm also going to talk about the truths that you need to know about your credit score and understanding it, because this is one of the biggest problems that we have in America is, one, consumers do not understand how their credit score is calculated. That's problem number one. I think it's 1 in 4 Americans don't understand that. And two is where to find your real credit scores. This is a huge problem because we've been taught to look for a free credit score. So we're going to make sure to cover all that on today's episode. Credit Karma was created in 2007. Now, this is the crazy statistic that you need to know about. One, there's over 300 million Americans in the United States, all right? Now, Credit Karma has over 100 million members in the United States. This is how many people use Credit Karma on a daily basis. Now, I want people to understand that Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring site, okay? Credit Karma is literally a marketing site. This is why they got sued, because they were pushing pre-approvals to all these Americans that kept logging in. It says highest chance of approval, low chance of approval. So what was happening is people were clicking on it and applying, and then they get denied. It's really important to understand what a pre-approval is as opposed to approved, okay? So like with the whole American Express thing right now, American Express does apply with certainty. So they tell you if you're approved once you apply. There's no hard inquiry. With this situation, you're going straight to the application process. There's no pre-approval. So telling people that they're pre-approved is very confusing. And when you apply for something, there's very few companies that do that. So you have Capital One, Discover, American Express, Apple credit card. Those are some of them that do pre-approvals. But Capital One, Discover, okay, they both do pre-approvals. So they're telling you you may be pre-approved. They're not telling you that you're approved, but if you go with the Apple card or you go with the American Express card, or I'm sorry, any American Express credit card that's a personal one, it's going to tell you that you're approved, and once you accept it, then you get a hard inquiry. But this whole situation with Credit Karma was based on them just telling you, hey, you're pre-approved for this credit card. You should totally go apply for it. I don't know if they said that, but it makes people feel that way. So it's really important to understand that the reason why they're being sued is because people were being misled. Now, the crazy thing about it is this suit is only $3 million. So how the FTC got them to agree to this, I don't know. But not a lot of people are going to get paid out from this. This is the crazy part about it. So it isn't like everyone's going to get a bunch of money. A lot of people, are going to be contacted. The FTC is going to work with them to contact the people that were affected. And I have a really bad feeling it's not going to be a lot of people, even though a lot of people have been clicking those buttons and getting declined. Tell us in the comments, were you declined? I mean, come on. I know it's been going on for over a decade. I mean, look at it. Since 2007, they've been around. So it's way longer than a decade, okay? I remember when I first started learning about credit, I had no idea about credit. And my friends were like, yeah, go use Credit Karma. That's where you can see your credit score. So me being, a person that didn't know, I was 27, 28 years old. I'm like, oh, that's my credit score. Cool. And then it starts offering you all these credit cards. You're like, oh, it says I'm pre-approved for this. Okay, so I started getting the Credit Ones, the First Premiers, all those crappy credit cards. It's important to understand you need to stay away from those credit cards. Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring site. It is, in fact, a marketing site because they're trying to draw you back into the app as many times as they possibly can. Always remember, last part's the most important. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, okay? So that way you can find out every time I drop new videos and every time I go live. And of course, my favorite thing is you need to hit that bell notification. So when I go live, because you never know, I'm just really random with it. If I'm feeling like going live, you're gonna find out about it and you're gonna get notifications whenever I drop any new content. So Credit Karma is a Vantage 3.0. It's very important to understand that there's no lender that uses a Vantage 3.0. Now people say, but it's good for, the reporting. It's actually not. It's not accurate. I want everyone to understand how all of these free apps work. Credit Sesame, Credit Karma, Credit Wise, all of these credit reporting or credit score showing free apps are all using a Vantage 3.0. Now, when I say lenders, I mean credit card companies, people that are companies that are trying to give you loans, okay, auto lenders, when you go apply for a car. None of these lenders use a Vantage 3.0, okay? Now, moving into the next year and 2 years and 3 years, Fannie Mae and the housing market is going to change to start using a Vantage 4.0. So again, still nobody is using a 3.0 Vantage credit score. More than 90% of lenders use a Fico credit score, okay? Because this is the most commonly used credit score in the industry. So it's important to understand that a Vantage 3.0 is the only thing that you see on Credit Karma, and their credit reporting is not accurate. I've seen so many discrepancies looking from one credit monitoring site all the way to Credit Karma, or my favorite, annual credit report, looking at that and then looking at it's not consistent. It's not accurate. Credit Karma is pinging you every chance they get to draw you back into the app to get you to apply for a credit card, a loan, insurance. I mean, it's all on their site. They're making it very obvious. It is a marketing site. So it's important to understand where we find our true FICO scores that lenders see, and what is your credit score, and how is your credit score made up? What calculates your credit score? How can you take control of your credit score? I can't cover all that on this video, but I will in another video, okay? But it's really important to understand this is a marketing site. It is not a credit monitoring site. The reporting is off. The credit score is not used. What more do you even go there for? What's the purpose of going there? You can go get credit cards at any other site and actually get real information about these credit cards. All right, so now we know Credit Karma is not your credit score, okay? So in 2023, we're gonna take control of our credit score and really understand where to find it. Let's stop messing with Credit Karma. It's trash, basura. Let's throw it outside, okay, where it belongs. So here are some places that you can get your true FICO score. I'm gonna go from the most expensive all the way down to the cheapest, okay? Of course, the best place to always get your true FICO score is going to be myfico.com. Now, this is gonna be the most expensive one, but it's gonna give you every single freaking score you can think of for, I believe, $39.99 a month, which is very expensive, okay, to just keep track of your credit score. But of course, it shows all of the lending scores, all of what we call industry-specific scores. That's very important to understand that, okay? So $39.99 a month, you're looking at MyFICO. Now, the next option is Experian. Now, Experian, if you haven't done the paid version, I believe it'll give you a trial version. It's different per your demographic in your area. We've seen it be 20 bucks a month all the way up to $27 a month. I don't understand why, but for whatever reason, it is like that, okay? So the Experian app, the paid version, for either $20 or $27 a month. Now, understand, Experian is gonna give you your free Experian credit score. That top score, I call it your general FICO score. That is not what lenders see, okay? You're looking for your FICO 8 auto for auto loans, okay? Your FICO bank card score 8 for credit cards, and your FICO 2, 4, and 5 for mortgage lending, okay? For if you're trying to apply for a home. Those are the industry scores you need to be looking for. With the Experian app, you have to pay to see those, okay? Now, the final option is my favorite because it's $1 on a 7-day trial. That is going to be My Score IQ. I've been talking about this, and I'm going to keep talking about it until my face turns blue because it is the cheapest option. One, it's going to get you your industry-specific scores so you can see those scores, all right, on a $1 on a 7-day trial. Now, my favorite part about this is it does your FICO credit score ingredients, okay? A lot of these apps don't break that down to you. Now, of course, MyFICO does, but it's the most expensive one, okay? But when you look at these categories, this is how you control your credit score. So with the My Score IQ, it's gonna give you all the 5 categories of credit. which is really important for you to take control of your credit score and really understand what your credit score is. One, that's part one. What is my credit score? Then two, how is my credit score calculated? Okay, so it's going to give you the 5 ingredients for your FICO score, and then you can see your industry scores for $1 on a 7-day trial. It's going to always be in the description or in the comments of every video, because I want people to take control of their credit score in 2023. I've been on this movement now for more than 2 years trying to teach people where their real credit score is, because there's too many free apps out there that are confusing consumers. And you're like, oh, it's my credit score. Then you go apply for something. You're like, what do you mean my credit score is less than 700? You know, so stop looking silly at these dealerships, because they're clowning us, man. They're clowning consumers. They're like, man, these people, man, they don't even know what their credit score is. Well, because nobody taught us this. So don't be embarrassed, but now arm yourself with this information and teach your friends. Share this with all your friends, your family members, so they really understand what their credit score is, because we weren't taught this as Americans, minorities, Latinos. We weren't taught this, okay? My family just taught us go to work hard, make some money. That's it, okay? So don't be embarrassed that you don't understand this, because I didn't know it. I didn't understand it, but I really dove into credit to get a better knowledge of this. And first off, I want to tell you thank you for watching, and always remember, subscribe to increase your credit score.